Donald Trump is most likely going to go to prison, federal prison. He'll have a nice cushy area. It'll be good. Donald Trump also will what? He's going to deny. He's arrogant, self-centered, narcissistic. He checks all the boxes of someone who doesn't care about anything beyond his own aura. So what does that mean? That means clutch time is now. And what do you see among the media? Trump freaking out. Trump in trouble. His lawyers messing up. His lawyers doing this and that. His lawyers are on TV here and there. Trump said this on Truth Social. Trump might be trying to leave Truth Social. It's Trump media again. It's all happening again. And you know what? People need to wake up. They need to wake up. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this trial, this case, this is about him showing government secrets. It's about telling lies. It's, you know, that's what it's about. People aren't noticing the thing that it's not about. It's not about the very things that every other president or person in Congress can get pinched on, get sent up the river, you know, do hard time about. Presidents and others have lied their way into wars that have killed hundreds of thousands and at points millions of people. Family members dead. All right? That is what is not being talked about. Okay, somebody in the office with Trump, he's like, look, these are the classifieds. I could have done this, but okay. And Trump riled his people up and they went after the government. Oh, you can't do that. So a police officer died. A protester, a rioter, an insurrectionist got shot in the back of the head when she broke through the window with the idea of, we're going to kill these people. And at first, Trump supporters were angry that she was killed and then said she was Antifa, she was Black Lives Matter, she wasn't with them, and they had nothing to do with what she was trying to do. I don't understand why it's so important that people tune in to if Trump is going to go to prison, other than, wait a minute, why is he going to prison for this and not what the other presidents and members of Congress have done, and our court system have allowed dangerous chemicals in everything, have told so many lies that people actually argue if there's global warming, which wasn't sexy enough, climate change, which is absolutely being denied. I mean, what in the world? Why are people ignoring this? What is wrong with everyone? I would rather Trump go to prison over inciting a riot to overthrow the presidency. I would rather him go to prison over showcasing the guy that has the nuclear codes in the briefcase he was carrying at a social event. Trump's like, this is the guy. I'd rather him go to prison over bombing places and killing anyone that's not the proper target. I would like for him to go to prison over tax evasions. I would like him to go to prison over basically insider trading with stock markets. I'd like for him to go to prison for basically antagonizing other countries. Yeah, we're going to build a wall so that you can't come over here. But yet we would like to drive over there, visit there, talk about how wonderful it is, and get out and then just say they're all dirty people. Right? I'd rather him go to prison for that. But if he does go to prison for all those things, that means everybody else in Congress and whatnot has to go to prison. Executive office, done. Legislative office, done. Judicial, done. Because they're all corrupt. They have all done illegal things. And they're doing it today. They are literally poisoning, killing, railroading, and financially stumping the United States inhabitants for their own gain. And everyone is more concerned on a victory somehow if Trump goes to jail or prison. Instead of taking a step back, looking at the big picture and say, these people have all committed crimes and atrocities. The government is supposed to aid and help and serve the people, not murder, kill, slight, and slander the people. That's what the government is. The government will take your money and do everything to ruin you while taking money from the wealthy and then siding with them. They allow the deregulations of massive food companies. They allow lots of toxins and bug parts that could easily be kept out. Okay? They allow a lot wrong with ingestible products. And we're up in arms if Trump is going to go to jail or not. I mean, does it make sense to root for someone to go to jail or prison when you could look and say, wait a minute, why are you pitching him on this crap instead of basically the slowest genocide in United States history? I don't get it. Hey, black people are getting beat up. Fine. They're getting killed and shot and all this kind of stuff. Unprovoked, unarmed. Fine. Hispanic people, same thing. Oh, we got a virus. Look, why is Trump not in prison for roughly the cause of 1.2 million U.S. inhabitant deaths? Why is he not on trial for that? The whole damn process of the January 6th committee was this, everybody. I'm going to tell everybody what you did. I'm going to let everybody know that it wasn't right. We didn't like it. Just admit that you did it. We got enough evidence that you did it. Okay, we're done. That's it. Stupid high school mean girl crap. That's all it was. A waste of time, effort, energy. No one went to prison, jail. There were no crazy heavy fines or anything that would teach someone a lesson. Nothing. Your current government, hear me out. You want to talk? Look, Democrats, Republicans, in general scope, vastly different. The Republicans want to ruin everything, and the Democrats will keep it right where it is, and then give you some things and say, hey, this is positive, and it's good positive stuff. They've done some great positive things. I'm gonna give it to the Democrats, yes. But I'm just saying, this virus was taking place. Democrats didn't say anything. The Republicans said, hey, it came from China. Blame the Chinese. Blame anyone that might look Asian. It doesn't matter if they're an islander or not. It doesn't matter if they're from Hawaii or not. If they look Asian, beat them down and kill them. Because that's what the blame game gets. And nothing was done about that. The Republicans set these things up for damage, for beatdowns, for murder. And the Democrats like, we're just going to chill. Donald Trump, when the virus broke out, Donald Trump could have easily just said, no more flights, in or out. If you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. No more flights in and out the United States. If you're on a flight that's on the way here, it's going to get turned around or shot down. Make a choice. We are isolating the United States of America from all these flights. And that's it. and we're going to ride this out. They could have easily said, okay, it's here. We know how it got here. It was this person. And then it started spreading. It was this person in Atlanta. It was this person in New York. 2 separate weeks. And it started spreading. Okay, everyone, get inside. 3 weeks. No, give it a month. We're going to give everyone $5,000. Every family household, not every individual. The household gets $5,000 a month. And everything will be ordered, shipped and stuff that you need from Amazon or wherever you get your stuff. But it is by federal law that everyone has to wear a mask, wear gloves, disinfect everything. You know, that's what that has to happen. And if you have any symptoms, you must call and report, but do not leave your home. There is nothing to treat this. But instead, that didn't happen. It's a hoax. It's not real. His base ate it up. Show me you're sick in the hospital. I don't see where the sick are in the hospitals. And then what? Come on, people. Come on. There were security guards at hospitals that got beat up. No one got killed, but they got beat up, tortured, in terms of verbal rhetoric, harassed, all that stuff. It's like, you don't need to go in there. The security guards are on the outside. There's no one in the waiting rooms. Every year you've been alive, there's people in waiting rooms. There are people going in and out the building. The virus is here, and all of a sudden there's nobody. But now it's fake because there's nobody there. No, they were piled up in trucks, dead. They were in morgues. They were in freezers, dead. They were upstairs in the hospital, dying. That's what was going on. 1.2 million people dead. And we could have stamped this virus, the virus that was trying its best to commit suicide. We would not let it die. That's how stupid we are. We would not let something that's trying to die to save us, we wouldn't let it die. Virus does not live long outside the body, but people just got to go out, do their own thing, right? I don't want to be locked up in the house. I don't care about anybody else. It's just like a cold or the flu. This, luckily, wasn't as bad as the Kansas flu. We're lucky. We're lucky. Why isn't Trump being put up on charges for allowing this virus? Legitimately, in China, where Obama had things set up to make sure that anything that might be a pandemic, it gets seen, it gets treated, we get alerted to it, and then protocols are put in place. And Trump said, no, we're going to just undo all that. But we're fine with it. We just use it to indict him socially. But we sure enough don't use it to say this dude should be in prison for helping so many people that should be here not be here. Has this virus affected me personally? Yes. Yes. But that doesn't help anything if I blame who caught it, who gave it to who, and family member I lost. I want results. I don't want to just blame blindly and think I got a victory because the right person is now socially blamed because everyone agrees with me. That doesn't help solve things. I like solutions. What good does it help me or you to go around and hoping with every fiber of your being that Donald Trump goes to prison? What aids in that? Donald Trump go to prison, now what? Think about it. Pause this if you got to. If you lasted this long listening, Donald Trump goes to prison for those crimes, now what? Now what do you go for? What do? You get on the streets, you protest, you want more in prison? You know, is that what you want? There's always going to be wars because we don't vote for people that don't want wars. You vote for the same Republicans. You vote for the same Democrats. So nothing new gets in. Nothing. And then the progressives that get in, everyone's turned against them because essentially that's the third party in the Democrats. So everyone's against them. I used to hear so much about AOC and Ilhan Omar and others. I don't hear about them anymore. Don't. I just don't. You know, they went in trying to be warriors and then they turned into soldiers. That's what happened. They went in, you know, shields up. They went in, weapons drawn. Then they dropped all of that, got in line and was like, all right, what do we do, sir? And that's what happened. You're not going to get that progressive stuff. You'll get some good things that can help alleviate. Like my partner, SIDRA, her student debt was canceled. Thank you, Joe Biden, for that. And now they're trying to sue him for it. He canceled student debt. That means it had to be paid for. So they got their money, but they weren't interested in the lump sum money. They were interested in the interest rates of that money. Because if you pay the bare minimum, by the time the interest kicks around, you've paid nothing. If hers was $12 a month, a good interest rate, but by the time the year is over, all that money that she's paid to the student, her debt hadn't gone down that much. She's been paying on that debt since, I think, 99, 2001 or something. And it's barely budged. Barely. So, thank you, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's done some other things. You know, it's good. He's done some good things. He should. He needs to do more. He really does. He's going to help 4,000 plus people get higher wages because of overtime. And that's good. It's not perfect. It's not great. But what he did was a crumb. 4,000 people get to have overtime pay. That's nice. That's nice, but everyone needs a living wage. Everyone needs a federal mandate on, it don't matter if the company is government or not. They need to start paying people a living wage. The only way they shouldn't have to pay right now, I think is what, $26 and something cents an hour. The only way they shouldn't have to pay is if they're too small to afford it. These companies want to keep their prices up just to keep profits going because others are raising their prices. The pandemic, to everyone else's eyes, is over, even though COVID is back on the rise, which is the original, and all the other strains are back on the rise because people can't let it go. It sucks. It does not show we're smart, or it shows that we're smart, but we literally rather look at the forest and blame it instead of understanding that all of these trees are to blame. I don't understand why people just don't take a step back and just say, look, we need good stuff and we need it now. Thank you for the incremental changes that you have given us, Democratic Party. Thank you, Joe Biden, for these incremental changes, these crumbs. Thank you. They do help. They really do. But why not take the mile? I'm gonna be real blunt here. Real blunt. Joe Biden, you old. You old. You ain't got much time left. What you got, 15, 20 years left? Maybe. I'm going to say this. You should outlive Mitch McConnell. They aren't even going to remove him. And this guy is glitching. He is stopped. Something is wrong neurologically with this guy. And it should have been, you cannot sustain your seat like this. You must now be forcibly removed. Mitch McConnell is such the bull of the Republican Party. And he's like, anybody gonna do nothing to me that I don't want done. I want to stay, I'm going to stay. I'm going to serve out my term, and it's going to be a lot of years. when asked if he was ever going to help people, he laughed about it. He laughed. He told you that y'all are nothing. He told you that you can just die in the streets and you'll be fine because his pockets are staying fat. He don't give a damn. And you still vote for him. That's just next level stupid. If a person is going to hold me hostage and say that, look, I'm getting a lot of money to keep you like this, and you will die soon because no one's going to take care of you. You can't afford medical anything. You can't get help anywhere. So you're going to die soon. And then someone comes to me and say, hey, we're taking a vote. Do you want this guy to stay here holding you hostage, or do you want him to get away from you? I would be stupid to say, yeah, man, this guy's doing a great job. I like this guy. He's great. He knows how to hold me down. That's what everyone in Kentucky's done. And then for these other Republican areas, they just as dumb. This is what's going on in the United States of America. People are just dumb. There are bright people out there, yes. They are. They're out there, yes. I got a niche channel, and my channel will never do great because I hold people accountable for the stupidity that they do. I break all the social rules. It's what I do. I can't help it. I was raised in that type of environment. And as much as I try to do the sweet and nice thing at little junctures, I feel like I'm letting people off the hook. How in the world are we going to get better if people feel safe doing the stupid that they're doing? Explain that. I'm going to vote for the very people that hurt us. But don't tell me I'm doing wrong because I'll just fight back and I'll be angry because that's my personal view and you're attacking me personally by telling me to vote for people that's going to help us instead of voting for those that's been hurting us. How you get better if you just say, you know what, you did a great job. You know, you voted the best that you could. Let's, vote blue no matter who, or is vote red instead of dead. Let's do that and just keep everything the same. And these people that's going to get voted in, no matter what, they're not going to really do anything because what they're going to do, not get voted for. You're going to vote for the Democrats because you're afraid of the Republicans, and Republicans are going to vote for the Republicans because they don't want the libs to win. We don't get anything good. We don't, we won't. And it sucks. We could, we should. It's up to you. It's up to you. When you go see somebody, say, hey, look, Joe Biden did a good job, right? But you know what? Just because it ain't perfect don't mean we need to be mad. What we need to be mad is the fact that he's not going to go further than this. He got this win. That's great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Joe Biden. Now go further. Go further. That's what you got. You ain't got much time left on this planet. People actually think you're not even going to live through the next 4 years of the next term, that you will win. Oh, Joe Biden's going to win. If he don't win, you know who's going to win? Trump. But he's not going to win when he's only got a third of the Republican Party that wants to vote for him. And let me tell y'all something. Rich people don't vote. The wealthy, that upper class, they don't vote. That 10% of humanity in the United States of America, they don't vote. They buy. While you go out and cast your vote, they're buying the Democrats. They're buying the Republicans. If you ever want to know why Democrats do stupid stuff, because they're bought to do it. We're in a country where women, hear me out, women burned their bras. They stood in solidarity. They wanted the right to vote. They ignored minority women, but these white women got what they wanted. Their body, their choice. That was it. They should no longer be sexually assaulted, without some kind of clapback, some kind of justice. No longer will they be, harassed in the workplace, to the point where guys, if you remember this, were angry, wondering how in the world are we going to do anything in the workplace and not get fired. How can I look at her butt or her breast and not get fired? Look up. Look at her forehead. Look at her eyes. You know, when you're in the workplace, you know what? That woman, if you are straight male, she's a dude. If you're a straight woman, she's a woman. If you're bisexual, you know what she is? She is the working unit. And you look at her from the face up. You got to look over her head at the clock behind her. That's what you do. Not hard. Women went through all of this and they sacrificed everything just to support Trump. That's not an indictment on Trump. That's an indictment on stupidity. And no, not women's stupidity. Women are inherently not stupid. No one's inherently stupid, I don't think. I keep getting proven wrong. But I'm fighting this. I'm fighting it. People enjoy making the wrong choices so they can have something to complain about when people don't do anything they need. You need a president that's going to be progressive, get you health care, lower all this inflation to the... It'd be nice to get a president and say, look, we're going to take things back and we're going to fight hard to end these trade wars and get everyone to reduce their prices so that our prices can reduce, so people can afford the hospital. We're going to get government ran health care so everyone can go to the hospital and get seen. And we're going to have hospital workers, staff and whatnot, doctors, nurses, CEOs and stuff be absolutely accountable for anything that they do wrong instead of protecting people that do harm. You need people like that. You need people that say, we're going to find a way to give term limits to these corrupt Supreme Court justices or any justice around the United States. Term limits and the ability to kick them off when they decide to abuse their power. When you introduce religion into politics, you should be booted out of politics or the court. The reason being is because when you institute something like that, things become very, very one-sided. And that's what's going to happen. You go in, you do something wrong, and they say you got to read the Bible and do reports on like these 10 verses or something. And that's your punishment. You come into this court, and if you don't swear on the Bible, then, you know, we don't take you serious, or you are held in contempt. Stuff like that. You know, these are things that need to stop. You need people that want to stop these things. Stop the corruption. Stop deregulating companies so that, I mean, look, hey, in general, when they deregulate the companies and they can do all this gross stuff to the environment, to our food, you know what happens? They got to eat it too. Or they know something we don't. These politicians, they say, oh, go ahead, taint the steak, you know, taint the vegetables, taint the wine, the champagne, the beer. It's fine. It's fine. And they end up eating and drinking it too. They ingest this stuff. And to them, it's probably, I got so much money, I'm going to be saved. I'm you know, the hospitals, the doctors, they'll take care of me. I'll be fine. But the poors, the broke, the disheveled, well, financially disheveled, well, what help are they going to get? They'll rack up a doctor bill, well, a hospital bill. They'll be paying all this stuff for the rest of their life. The hospitals get all their money. It's just where we are. We need people that's going to be for the people. Not just say it, but they got a record of doing it. And they have to do it. It's their calling. Just because they don't have name recognition doesn't mean that they're not worth it. Our politics should not be based on pro wrestling standards. This person should be champion because I like them. This person should be champion because they look nice. We should be better than that. These are lives that our votes are going to yay or nay. These are human lives. These are your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors, people, your family, people that you like, love, or just neutral to. And your vote, it may not win the election, but your vote says that if you vote for certain people, that you don't care about anyone else. And I get it. It's your life. You should be governing your life the way you see fit. But when you vote without caring for others and you just don't care, that vote is reflected back upon you. Not in a moral way, in the way of you voted for those that would deregulate and cause harm. You will be a part of those that get harmed. It's up to you if you feel that you can outlive that. You know what's prevalent? Cancer. There are more cancer reports that I see often than I do, most common cold or flu. COVID is going down in areas, it's a resurgent, but cancer, various cancers, it's almost like, is it in the air? You'd have to wonder that. COVID's going to go through new changes because people won't let it die. The government won't, they can pay $11 trillion for these corporations to stay in business and whatnot, but they can't pay $1.6 trillion to U.S. homes. And actually, that's if you pay every single individual person in the United States, all 320 million plus people, $5,000 a month. I'm just saying, these corporations that don't care about people are more important than the people that without these corporations would have no money, no customers, no profits. It's a pyramid scheme, and the civilians, we are the bottom. We are the base. We are the first third built of it. And they're not going to take care of the base. They're not going to take care of the foundation. We help hold them up, and they have no problem watching us crumble beneath them and get mad when they've killed us off and say, where are they? When we don't want to support them and start boycotting, and they say, where are they? Something wrong with us. There's something wrong with humanity. And taking a step back, thinking about it, don't feel under attack. Just understand you can't get better things if you don't demand better things. Not better isn't getting the person next to you killed because they're brown or they're too light. When you break down into racial things like Karens and whatnot, you failed. You have failed yourself. You have failed everyone you talk to. Just before I get out of here, people in general, drugs. Are drugs bad? No, not really. I've not taken them. I've had weed cookies once. That was ages ago. But people take drugs for one of two reasons. First, it seems fun. Join my friends, or you heard something, you just want to try it out. Your curiosity is piqued, so you just try it out. And some, it's not even a test. They're trying to escape. Life is hard. Not because it's life, and not because it's hard. Your life is made as difficult as it is because people don't want you to have it as easy as they have it. It sucks. It really does suck. So the idea is put people in that want true equality. And people that want true equality realize something important. If they start getting corrupt, it just makes sense that others can be just as corrupt. So think about that. This has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.